So as I'm sitting at work today, I'm wondering to myself, mostly because it's holidays and, pretty much everybody else in the world is, taking time off, for their holidays. But I'm in a work situation to where I have to be at work. Somebody on my team has to be here at work at all times. So right now is just my turn, right? I have to be here. So I'm working a 12-hour shift today. I worked a 12-hour shift yesterday. I'll be working the next 2 days, 8-hour shifts. But as I'm sitting here, it's a slow day, but I have to be here and I have to do my job, right? I'm sitting here looking at my computer, and I'm also looking at my little notebook that I use, my Steno notebook that I use, for my ideas. So I've got all kinds of ideas. I've got different things that I write down. It looks like front and back of all these different things that I think of, right? Over time, I think of things and I write them down for good purpose. And what is that purpose? That purpose is because if I don't write them down, they get pushed to the backside of my thinking noggin, and new stuff goes in and piles up over it, and it kind of gets lost in the mix, right? So I write it down. I got my handy dandy ink pen out, and I write things down. So I've got so many different projects in here that I'd like to do. I've got my creative journey, my, different ways of thinking and presenting my, I guess you could say, my to-do list. I have a to-do list of things to do in normal life. Everybody does, right? You do. One person made a video talking about how they were laid off from their job. Right, they're in their 60s, their early 60s, and they got laid off from their job. And he was talking about, as a male, lower 60s, graying, got a beard, kind of like I do. Right, so it kind of touched home with me in terms of, wow, what would happen if I got caught in that situation? I mean, right now, I seem to have a stable job, stable employment. But what would happen if, say, the holidays got done with and we go into 2025, right? And all of a sudden, at the end of 2024, somebody comes in and says, hey, Don, we don't have anything for you going into 2025. So clean out your desk, see you later, alligator, right? What would happen if I got caught in that situation right now? What would I do? Well, that guy, he had not been doing any kind of social media, posting anything online, nothing like that. He got introduced to YouTube because he'd hear other people talk about it. So he got on there and did a little research and looked at it, opened up, created his YouTube channel, created an account, created his YouTube channel, and he just started basically talking about what situation he's in, like what would he do, and basically talking about his journey of wondering what on earth's going on in my life. What am I going to do? Being an older gentleman in his 60s, he found out that, oh my gosh, nobody wants to hire an older person, whether it be a man or a woman. Everybody seems to, all these companies seem to want to hire younger people. Why? Because they could pay them a lot less. Why? because they see that they don't have uh, that long history that they can use to present to the employers, saying, "Hey, I've got all these skills I've created over the years, all these skills that I've utilized, and I've got all this education and experience and everything, you know. So you should give me that little bit of a higher, you know, salary, right?" Well, the employer doesn't want to give higher salaries. They want to give those. They want to give lower salaries. So they hire younger people with less experience, less knowledge, less education, less work experience, and they give them a lower salary. And they think that older folks are antiquated, out of touch with new technology, new social realm of world, or whatever. Who knows what they're thinking? But he started his YouTube channel, and he talked about all these different things, right? Talked about how he picked up a gig job here or there, and then how he picked up something that seemed to be a little bit more secure and keep him busy, but it just wasn't bringing in anything financially for him. He just felt like he was constantly going backwards, not getting anywhere. But he got his YouTube channel to a point to where he's monetized. So he's focusing on that, and he's talking about the possibilities. What about the possibilities? Have you looked into it? I write down all of my ideas in my handy dandy Steno notebook. I got several pages of stuff in here to look at and to think about and to expand upon. I write my ideas down, and I go back and I read through my notebook. And as I'm going through, I'm thinking, oh wow, you know, maybe this idea I could add to that idea. I could write my ideas down. So all my different ideas that I write down, I give them enough space on that one page, because I know that in the near future, I'm going to come back and I'm going to reread this. I mean, look at that, front and back of the pages, right? I'm always doing the fronts and the backs of the pages in the Steno notebook. Why? Because I'm expanding on my ideas. I'm expanding on the possibility of, wow, this one idea could turn into a whole series of videos. This one idea could turn into, I don't know, 100, 200, 500, 1,000 new subscribers if I do some videos about it. This idea that I write down, and I take time and I think about it and I add to it. I come back to it in a couple of days, a week later, down the road, whatever. I've got new ideas. I've got things rolling through my head because, wow, you know, I'm just writing it all down, because if I don't, like I said before, it gets pushed to the back of my thinking noggin, and other things pile up on top of it, and it gets lost in there. Write it down. Come back to it later. Think about it. Where is your YouTube or creator journey taking you? If you don't write it down, it's going to get pushed to the back of your thinking noggin and get covered up with other stuff, and you will forget it. So I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to get yourself a Steno notebook, whichever form or fashion of notebook you like, or way you like to write things down, and do it. Just do it. Just write it down. You know, do what I do. I've got tons and tons of ideas in here. Different projects, different things to do. Most of it's honey-do list stuff. Things I would have been doing anyway, whether I was doing YouTube videos or not. And I figure if I'm going to spend time doing things that I would normally do in life, why don't I just make videos about it and just do it? Post it to YouTube. See what I can do. See if other people find it interesting. See if they'll come along and, make comments and, subscribe, whatever, And maybe they could give me some ideas. They could comment their experiences, their ideas, and help me think about things. Maybe you should do that. Help me think about things. Your experience, your knowledge, your education, your work experience, every bit of that is different. Each person is different. Each person's life experiences are different, right? Talk about it. Make a video. Write about it. Write down your ideas. Come up with ideas. Open up your own YouTube channel. I think I need to get a haircut and a trim up, but I don't think I'm going to worry about that right now. I think I'm just going to let it go. Talk to you later.